right, class. So today we're going to continue talking about Diwali. Diwali is an Indian holiday that is celebrated, and we're going to continue to talk about how our holidays and our traditions might be different from those of others. So, like I said, we're going to focus today on Diwali, which is the Festival of Lights. We're going to continue with our objectives today. Our objectives are to describe ways of people of different cultures shape and change the dynamics of a place or region. And we're going to examine how the things that are consumed and the traditions that are celebrated connect people to different parts of the world. So learning about holidays that are different from our own are going to help us to connect with people who are from different countries or different regions of the world. And we'll come together to be one. Yesterday, we were reading the book Same, but Different. So this was talking about comparing the two boys, the one boy who lived in a city in the United States and the other boy who lived in a village in India. So they had a lot of similarities, but they also had a lot of differences. So that was a really great text. So I'm glad we got to read that and we got to connect and talk about that. Today, what we're going to do is we are going to talk about a passage. We're going to read this passage together, so you guys each have a copy at your seat. I have it displayed up on the board here too, so if it's hard to read, then you can read it up here with me. But if you have it in your hand, so that way if you need it, you have it. So the passage we're going to read is giving us a little bit more explanation into it. We're going to compare our traditions and our holidays to that of Diwali. We're going to see what kind of things that we have the same, just like the book, same, but different. What things are the same? What things are different? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start reading for today. Next time what we'll do is I'll break it up and we can each read pieces, but for the sake of time today, I'm just going to read it to you guys, but I want you to follow along at your seats with your packet. Okay. All right, so Diwali, the Festival of Lights, written by Cami Hero. Diwali, or Deepavali, is one of the biggest festivals in India. Even though it has its origins in the practices of the Hindu religion, several religious communities participate in the festivities with equal vigor today. It's a festival of lights, a victory of good over bad, and triumph of justice over non-righteousness. So we each have a reason or purpose for our holidays. There's a reason that each is being celebrated. So this is why they celebrate Diwali. As with most Hindu festivals, Diwali does not fall on any fixed date on the calendar. So kind of how Christmas falls on a certain day, Thanksgiving falls on a certain day, Diwali does not have a set date in the calendar. It is because the lunar calendar, which is what determines the date of festivities. The festival of Diwali is celebrated on the darkest night of the year in the Hindu month of Kartik, which usually falls in the months of October or November. This year, Diwali will be celebrated on October 24th, so the date is always changing. It falls somewhere in there, but it's the darkest night of the month. The darkest night of the year. Diwali is usually a 5-day festival, and each day has a unique significance. It commences with Dhanteras and culminates with Bhai-Dooj. It's widely believed that Diwali is the day when the Hindu goddess of prosperity, Lakshmi, travels to earth and blesses the people with happiness, wealth, and prosperity. However, the mythology behind the origins of the festival differs across the nation. So just like we have our own interpretations of holidays, it's the same with Diwali. There's different myths behind it and different events that happen. And anyone who celebrates or is Jewish might celebrate Yom Kippur. And those different holidays are celebrated over many days. So some days are only over one day. Another holiday like Hanukkah is celebrated over 8 nights. In the Hindu epic Ramayana, this is the day when Lord Ram returns to his brother Lakshman and wife Sita to the city of Ayodhya. A lot of tricky words here, I know, so just hang in there with me, guys. After 14 long years of exile. Exile means that he was not allowed back. So 14 years of not being allowed back to their country. The people of Ayodhya lit up the entire path with lamps, which is why even today people light up their homes with oil lamps and candles to commemorate the happy event. So they were very happy that he was able to return. So they lit up the streets and they put oil lamps in their homes. So they brought a lot of light. In eastern India, the goddess Kali is worshipped on this day. According to legend, there were two demons, Asuras, Shumba and Nishumba, who were creating trouble in heaven and in earth. A battle took place between the king of gods, Indra, and the demons and the gods were defeated. It was then that the primordial goddess, known by various names such as Pavarti or Durga, fought a series of furious battles to defeat these Asuras and their minions. After destroying the Asuras, the goddess seemed to lose control and in her frenzied state started killing humans. To save the innocent, Lord Shiva, her husband, placed himself before the goddess. As soon as she stepped on his chest and she released her mistake and stuck out her tongue in embarrassment, this momentous event is commemorated in the representation of Kali, the frenzied Pavarti with her foot on Lord Shiva. So this is just explaining the different meanings that each area celebrates, that different worlds of the region, different regions of the world celebrate. In southern India, Deep Valley is also considered as Nakura Chaturdashi. It celebrates the day when Lord Krishna defeated the demon Nakusara, lifting darkness and bringing light upon land. In his dying moments, Nakusara realized his wrongdoing and requested Lord Krishna that his death be celebrated by the people as a joyous occasion to represent the triumph of good over evil. So kind of what we're seeing among all these stories is that there's triumph. Diwali is the celebration of light, and a lot of these are momentous occasions or good occasions where good triumphed over evil. So despite the great diversity of beliefs across India, the celebrations that mark the day are strikingly similar. Like the lighting of the lamps, cleaning and decorating homes with rangolis and kolams, and bursting fireworks. So there's a lot of having a lot of lights on in the homes, lighting lamps, fireworks. So there's lots of different occasions that they do to help celebrate this. Do we have any holidays that might use fireworks or big lights? 4th of July. Exactly. So we can kind of correlate, or we can kind of make the similarity between that holiday and Diwali. So we do have some similarities, and we will be writing about these and talking about these. Did you know that bursting firecrackers was not part of the original Diwali celebrations? Most historical evidence points out to firecrackers being introduced in Diwali celebrations as late as the Mughal period in India. They were first invented in China, where the knowledge spread to other parts of the world, including India, through trade and military contact. Diwali celebrations worldwide. Diwali is India's biggest festival and is celebrated with great enthusiasm around the country. But did you know India isn't the only place that celebrates the only place that celebrates the Festival of Lights? Although Diwali is largely an Indian festival, it is widely celebrated in other countries, including Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Nepal, and Fiji. In fact, Diwali is a national holiday in some countries. So this is a holiday that is celebrated across multiple countries. Even though it has a connection to just one country where it originated, it has spread amongst others. So bringing light into the home and showing the overcoming of good over evil. Okay, so like I said, a lot of our holidays have descriptions, and they have a deeper understanding, or they have a deeper meaning. That's the same thing with Diwali. So we each have our own celebrations, our own holidays that tie into our own cultures. But it's important that we kind of see the similarity or the commonality between all of us and make that connection. So I do have a video that I'm going to start class with tomorrow. Just for the sake of time, we're going to save that video. We'll start class with that tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. All right. So for today, boys and girls, what I'm going to have you do is I have a little worksheet. Okay. I'm going to come around. I'm going to hand those worksheets out. And what you are going to do is you are going to represent your own culture. So you're going to tell us about what kind of interesting facts are celebrated from your culture, or any kind of foods that are eaten, any kind of sports that are played that are common among your culture. So we have a lot of different ethnic backgrounds in this class, and we have a lot of families that come from a lot of different parts of the world. So that's what you're going to do here, is you're going to tell us what country your family has originated from or where you guys are from. We're also going to find out which continent that is on. So we'll have your Chromebooks. You guys have your Chromebooks in your desks, so we can use that. If you're not sure where that country is on the map or what continent it is part of, you can look it up on your Chromebooks, and then we'll put that there. Also, you can look up your national animal and national flower. Every country has their own. So it's going to be kind of interesting to compare and contrast and see who has which animals and which flowers as their national icon. If you have interesting facts that you know, or interesting traditions, or interesting holidays, I know it's not written here, but we'll put holidays in this one, and I'm going to go ahead and write it on the board. If you have any holidays that are unique to your family, then you can go ahead and write that up in this box here. Any holidays you celebrate at home that maybe not as common, I want you to write those in, or any kind of events. Interesting facts, like I said, anything that you or your family do, any places that you like to go, any activities like you do as family, something that represents your culture. What we'll do is when we're finished with these, we'll color them in, and then we will hang them in the hallway. I want the rest of the school to see our diverse background. Okay, we all have different backgrounds. So we want to put that on display and show that we're all different, but we also have some similarities too. Okay, so we're going to come together as one. So that is the idea behind our worksheet that we're going to be placing down the hall for the rest of the school to see. It represents you, it's showing who you are and what your background is. So to-do list for today is you're going to complete your worksheet. When you are finished, if you need to answer any of these questions and you're not really sure, like what kind of food or what kind of sports are common among your country, or your culture, then you can use a Chromebook in your desk to help you answer those questions. Once you finish your worksheet, you're going to bring it up to me, show me that it's completed, and then on the front board over here, I have another worksheet where you'll mark which country you're from. So that way we can see all the different countries that our class comes from. Because we do have a diverse background. We have a lot of different backgrounds, which is great. We're coming together as one to show that. When you finish what country you're from, we're going to go to the journal entry. So yesterday, we wrote in our journals and we wrote about our own holidays and how they were celebrated. What we're going to do now is we're at the end, after you're done with your worksheet, you're going to be going back into your journals and you're going to write a final journal entry about how a holiday you celebrate is similar to Diwali. What are some similarities? What are some things that are different? And just jot those ideas down. I want you to just be thinking about how they're the same, how they're different. Kind of like that first book we read, same, but different. Okay? So we're just making those notes and writing that all down. I will have that journal entry. Just give me 1 second. I have the journal. I will have that journal entry posted. For right now, I'm going to keep it on the to-do list because we're not quite here yet. But here is the exit ticket. Once we get a little closer, I will put this back up so that you know exactly what you're putting in your journal. This is your exit ticket for today. And if we don't get to this today, we will finish this tomorrow. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to write about what we've learned about Diwali. What are some similarities and differences to our own holidays we celebrate? So that's what I was just mentioning. How are Diwali and a holiday you celebrate, you can just pick one, how are they the same? How are they different? Oh, we get the light back on, guys. So that's what we're going to do. So how are they the same? How are they different? You're going to write this in your writer's notebook. Okay. So when you put it in your writer's notebook, then we'll know where we're at. All right. So you guys know what to do. You are going to follow the to-do list when you get to the journal entry, or once we get a little bit further in, I'll post that exit slip back up. And again, if we don't get to that today, that's okay. This might take a little bit of time, so we'll finish up tomorrow if need be. Use your worksheets, use your Chromebooks, use the resources and materials you have in front of you to help you answer these questions, to answer this worksheet, to work on your journal entry. Okay? Use the resources you have in front of you. Okay? All right, guys, you may go ahead and get started, and we'll go from there.